But first, the de facto capital of the Islamic State, Raqqa in Syria, fell yesterday to U.S.-backed forces. However, the largest city the militants once held was Mosul in Iraq. They were ousted from it in July after a brutal 10-month-long fight that killed thousands. Now, a new major task, finding and destroying the ISIS mines, booby traps, and bombs that littered the city. Special correspondent Marcia Biggs reports from Iraq.
It was once a center of learning for over 6,000 students of technology, agriculture, and medicine. Today, Mosul Technical Institute's classrooms are burnt to the ground, laboratories reduced to rubble, and books charred and shredded. It's one of the city's 5 universities ravaged by the Islamic State and the battle to oust it. Now that the battle is over, a new danger looms: the trail of landmines and booby traps left by ISIS.
So this was the wire?
Yeah.
And this is where it was buried?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they would cut the asphalt, and then they lay the wire in and put the main charge here.
We spent the day with Christian, a team leader from Janus Global, a security and risk management firm hired by the U.S. government to sweep and clear major areas of unexploded ordnance and mines. He's not allowed to show his face or use his last name for security reasons.
Down the road, there's actually 2 more on that road before we even get to the target building that have to be excavated and or rendered safe.
So the first building you have to clear, you've got to get rid of the IEDs on the road to that building.
Yes.
It's a long process.
It is, but that's what makes it interesting.
The United States has sunk $30 million this year into clearing former ISIS territories all over northern Iraq. Under this program, Janus has already cleared 727 buildings, removing 3,000 IEDs, which they say ISIS was producing on assembly lines at an industrial scale. But State Department officials and experts say the number of unexploded ordnance in Mosul itself is unprecedented.
So what's your first line of attack in terms of trying to clear Mosul?
Our priority is more the community rather than the individual. You know, like infrastructure, you got schools, power, sewer, water, so that the area can accept people back into it. And then once this stabilization phase is over, we can move into the individual homes so they can be safer.
Clearing Mosul is a process that they say could take years, even decades. So Janus is training local Iraqis to do the job, sending them out as a frontline search team, then investigating and removing any suspicious items themselves.
We're not going to be here the whole time. So when it's our time to leave, they'll have the capacity built from us and the mentoring we've done so that they can, do it on their own.
How are they doing?
A lot of them are very apt to learn. They're quick, they're smart.
Fauzi El Nabdi is the team leader for the Iraqi local partner. He's cleared mines all over Iraq for the last 6 years.
What you got?
We are ready for this because it's my job and I love it. The Americans are here to complete our work and to help us. They have greater experience than we do. If we find any mines, we have to stop and they will investigate it and make a plan to remove it.
But he says Mosul is the biggest project he's ever seen. And we're told it could take at least a month just to get the campus cleared of mines. Only then can they start cleaning it up so that students can resume classes. This itself a huge task. ISIS fighters closed the university back in 2014 and used it as a military base. As coalition forces pounded ISIS targets, this seat of higher learning became a battleground. Ghassan Al-Ubaidi is the institute's dean.
ISIS used our university to manufacture mines and bombs. For this reason, it was the target of airstrikes in the beginning. They struck the institute 9 times. They struck our workshops, too. Now, we can't use them.
The former commander of coalition forces in Iraq, Lieutenant General Stephen Townsend, recently listed 81 locations where bombs were dropped, but had not yet exploded. Facilities used to make weapons were often on the list of high-value targets for the coalition. So now those places are twice as likely to contain dangerous items.
So this was once a workshop for electrical engineering students. You can still see the lab tables here. It was hit by an airstrike in 2015. Afterwards, members of the university staff found bomb-making instructions among the rubble. This was likely an ISIS bomb-making factory, and judging by the crater, a high-value target.
Despite the damage, Dean Al-Ubaidi says he'll hold classes this fall in alternate buildings until the campus is ready. He's expecting registration to be in the thousands. Students who lost 3 years of education during the fighting and don't want to lose another one.
On our Facebook pages, we found a great number of students posting that they were full of encouragement to come back. For us, it was unbelievable. We couldn't imagine it to see how many students wanted to start again, how they were dreaming of their first day of classes, when they could sit in front of teachers again and start to live their lives again.
Next door, Mosul University has already started classes. Students even volunteered to help in the cleanup. But across the river, West Mosul was the site of ISIS's last stand and bore the brunt of the battle. Its densely packed old city with its flattened buildings is a challenge for minesweeping.
Most of the homes here were full of mines. And just here in front of us, a man with 2 kids came back to his home, and when he opened the door, the bomb killed him and his kids.
Ahmed Yunus fled back in early July with only the clothes on his back. Residents have been virtually banned from returning to his neighborhood on the outskirts of the old city, but Ahmed said he was given special permission in order to retrieve some personal items.
We came on our own. We got permission to come, but they are not responsible if anything happens to us.
Right now, there is no plan to begin clearing the old city or even to determine how many mines are there. It's still out of bounds to anyone but the Iraqi security forces. So the Janus team is focusing on progress in the rest of the city, building by building, bomb by bomb.
Well, whoever made this device had a set goal. And to allow him to win, people get hurt. So you kind of compete against him to be better than him, to take it out before it can do any harm.
So you feel like you're winning the battle against ISIS?
Yeah, one idea at a time.
For the PBS NewsHour, I'm Marcia Biggs in Mosul, Iraq.
Tune in later. Frontline's latest film, Mosul, was on the ground filming the fight as it unfolded street by street and house by house. That's tonight on PBS.